Hmm, They pocket watching like okay, they trading on me like okay. The bitch I'm with go both ways. Okay, okay, okay. Locked in with a homie Ace. Late nights watching turn it.
Welcome back to the Meatzy Show, episode number 7. And today we are joined by a Hold the Mayo Live fan favorite, the Saints super fan, huge super fan from Massachusetts, the Italian stallion, Beantown's hidden gem, Matt from Boston. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Meatzy, thank you for having me, man. It's an honor. It's a privilege. And it's a privilege to spread the love of my New Orleans Saints since I was in late in high school. So around 1990, the Dome Patrol got me. The Dome Patrol got me on the Saints, man. Jim Mora, you know, just so many memories, man. And I've been through the bad and the good, man. So I'm a loyal fan all the way, brother.
Heck yeah, Matt, man. That's awesome, dude. And thank you for joining us today. It was awesome. It took us a minute to get in touch with you, but whenever we finally did, it's like we've been knowing each other forever, and that's awesome. So today we're going to talk Saints. They start OTAs Wednesday. So tell us, Matt, what are you looking forward to seeing from the Saints this upcoming season?
Big improvements after last year, the way we ended the season. Shuck to keep it going. I loved what they did in the draft. They got a lot of solid guys. I'm looking for a big bounce back. I think with the momentum we got last year, the guys we brought in, we get some hungry guys too. So there's a good shot. There's a good shot. I believe we're going to win the NFC South.
And who do you think we're gonna fight with for the South? You think it's gonna be the Panthers again, or you think the Bucks come back? I can think we both can agree that it's not gonna be the Falcons. So,
Yes,
who do you
that's a
think
good.
that? Who you think the Saint? You think that Buccaneers game at the end of the season is gonna be a big game, maybe for the division?
Yes, that could be a big one for the division. But Carolina had a lot of good improvements last year, also. So they could be the toughest competition because they had a really good year.
Yeah, and
I
Tet
mean,
won,
out of nowhere.
yeah, and Tet won Rookie of the Year too. So, I mean, that's something they can build on. And Canales over there with Harper, I mean, with Young,
Yep.
it
Yep.
don't look too bad, Well,
No.
yeah. So I want to get your take. What's your take on the Alvin Kamara situation with the Saints right now?
It's a tough one, man. I love Alvin. I mean, so many great years, so many great memories. He's a warrior. Obviously, he loves the city and the organization. I just hope they figure it out, and I would love to have Alvin come back because we don't have a ton of depth at running back, and I think him and Etienne will be a great combo. And I think Alvin will play a little more. I think he'll be a little more amped up. I mean, I think he's always amped up, but he might have. The last couple of years have been tough for all Saints.
Yeah, that's true. And then having Achan there, that's gonna really help him out. It's gonna take a big load off. Because everybody expected Miller to be that guy, and then we
Yep.
drafted Neal last year, and then Miller couldn't stay healthy. Ever really since we lost Latavius Murray, we haven't really had that next guy, and the load's kind of been all on Alvin because he had Ingram
Yes.
before that, and like you just said, that's a good point, Matt. It's hard on a running back. That's I mean
Yep.
that's real hard on a back.
And Taysom used to give him a spell. Not as running back, but Taysom's not going to be around. It looks like he's gone. Correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know. I have
Yeah.
no sources. I'm not inside the
Yeah.
organization. I wish
No.
maybe one day we can get some passes. But but I mean, from all accounts, like Ravi said last episode, that his
Yeah.
house has been for sale, and
Yeah.
and it just kind of seems like that one's kind of known. Uh,
Yeah. And he kind of. I think at the end of the year last year too, when Taysom did his interview, we all got that feeling.
yeah,
But big shout out to Taysom Hill, man. What a football player! I loved him. Big shout out to Taysom Hill. He did it all,
he
and
did
boy,
it
did he
all.
do it well.
Did he do it well? So it's a funny take. Me and Ravi I had this take last when I was talking to Ravi last, and how much the Saints fans love a special teams player. Like,
Yep.
we love a special teams player. Who's one of your favorite special teams players that's not the Steve Gleasons or the Thomas Morsteads, that everybody's so big on now? But you're such a big Saints fan. I was wondering in the 80s, 90s, or whenever it was, what was your number one Saints special teams player?
All right. So we had the best kicker, Morton Anderson. Okay.
Yes.
And then Tyrone Hughes, I loved as a kick returner, punt
Yes.
returner. We had a
Yes.
kid. We had a kid Guilford back in the day. He was pretty good. Bearman, of course. I mean, the obvious ones.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Morton Anderson, Tyrone Hughes. I mean, those guys. I mean, Morton Anderson was phenomenal. We all know that.
Right.
And
Right.
we had a good punter back in those days too, Tommy Barnhart.
Yeah. Yes.
He was a good. I mean, hey, they don't get their due, but he was a good punter.
And I tell you who else, he wasn't no Morton Anderson, but Doug Bryan, the
Yes,
kicker,
Doug Bryan, very good.
very good. Like
Yep.
he was reliable. Was it Doug
Yep.
Bryan that missed the field goal against the Jaguars when we didn't make the playoffs? Or that was Corny.
That was John Carney. He
John
missed the extra
Corny.
point.
Yeah, I'll never forgive him for that.
And other than that, John Carney was a very good kicker for the Saints.
Dude, he was automatic. Like, Corny was the man until that one time right there, and it was like, you know what, Corny, you're no longer the man no more.
I'll never forget watching that game, man. That was one of many heartbreaks over the years.
Oh, and if he makes that, it might have beat the Music City Miracle. 'Cause I don't think people really give that enough recognition of that last
No,
lateral because Corny missed that
no.
kick.
And then Aaron ran down the field. If you notice at the end of that play when Payton was running the end zone,
Yep,
Aaron was kind of backing up the play and he ran down the field with his hands up.
you're right.
So
Yep, that
that
is
was
true.
hey Meatzy, can I get into where I had a story I was thinking about today, man. I want to kind of throw it out there, but
Yeah, dude,
I,
go ahead, dude. The floor is yours, buddy. We're here to get to know you, Matt. Like,
that's
you're
right.
a fan favorite, so I figured, hey,
That's
well, let's
right.
get him on. Let's
And I
get
love y'all.
Yeah, instead of 5-10 minutes on the phone, let's give you
Yep.
45 minutes. And just let it
Yeah.
let have at it. Yeah, so I'm down for a story. I love a good story.
Yeah, because when I'm on the big shout out to Devin. When I'm on the show though, I got to be kind of quick because it's not a people are calling and everything, and I understand that.
Yep.
Try to have some courtesy, things like that. But growing up, well, actually in the '90s when I started my Saints fandom, so they weren't. Now I'm in Boston now, so I wouldn't get many Saints games on TV. Okay, occasionally, once in a while, we would get a game on. But if it wasn't a Monday night, Sunday night, I wouldn't be able to watch my Saints at home. So there was a place in my town of Somerville called Good Times. Okay, Good Time Emporium. It had every NFL game on. So you go there, right? It's like a menu. It'd have the TVs and the games under it. But I went every Sunday religiously and watched them. And I met a few people there that were Saints fans. It was really cool. But I mean, I went there when they were terrible with the Billy Joes at quarterback when we struggled. Then, then we got Aaron, we got the Aaron little run there, which was great.
Great. How good do
Then
you
we
think
went back
Jeff
to
Blake would have
struggling.
been, though?
Oh,
Before Blake, so Brooks comes in because Blake gets
yep,
injured. We get Blake from
yep,
Cincinnati. We 5-2
yep.
whenever Blake gets injured, and I'll never
That's
forget that.
right.
I'll never forget that feeling that season as a Saints fan because I was a kid. I don't remember what year it was, but I was young.
Yep.
Maybe 15 at the most, 16 at the most, and
It was in the 90s,
yeah.
99 maybe.
Yeah, well, that would have put me about 14, 15.
Yeah,
And we had
99
been
because
we had
our
been
first playoff win, whenever that was, 2000 or 2000, right?
Yep, against
Or
the Rams.
99, one
Yep.
of the two.
Well, the
We
Rams
know
won
them.
the Rams won the 99. They were supposed to come back the next year in like 2000 and be
All
the
right.
greatest show on turf again. And
Yep.
then we end up beating them, and then we beat them again in the playoffs.
And yeah, we lost to them, and then we beat them in the season at St. Louis as a huge underdog, and that's when
Yep.
Aaron kind of had his coming out party. Then we lost to them in the last week of the season for them to clinch a spot to get into the playoffs.
Yep.
But then next week they're coming right back, so it's very hard to beat a team 2 times in a row on their home turf, and boy, did we prove that.
Yeah, and Jim Haslett made his name too, because that's where he got his little head coaching little
Yep.
notoriety. Because he
So,
was
like
always
I
a good
said-
D coordinator.
Oh, absolutely. No, Jim was a no nonsense guy either.
Right.
I mean he did a good job. I mean, it wore thin probably at the end, but he did great. He was fine.
Yeah,
He
he
got
did.
us our
He did
first
good.
playoff win.
Yeah. Hey, and he ended up still being a good D coordinator.
Yeah,
And it.
he was a fiery coach. He looked like one of them guys who didn't take any crap.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well,
But like I'm saying,
yeah.
like I
Go.
was
Go.
saying, like I was, yeah. Like I'm gonna tell y'all, like, but we were. I remember going and watching Todd Bauman play quarterback against Tampa in the last week of the year we drafted Reggie. I wanted us because we were getting we were getting the 1 or 2 picks, so we got the 2.
Right.
And then we got Reggie and Drew, and then it was just a great 15 years of football.
Right. Right.
Now who that nation? We got to get back to that. We got to start having fun on Sundays again. But I think it's coming. I think this kid's the real deal, Tyler Shook.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm not going to go as far as saying 15 years of good football because the NFL is just such a
Yeah.
turnover league right now. But I would take the next 5 years.
Yep.
5 to 10. If we can get a good
Yep.
run like a San Francisco run. Like San Francisco,
Yep.
yeah, they have a bad year, but you always know that there's a chance they're going to be competitive the next year.
Yep. They're gonna bounce back.
Gonna bounce back, and that's kind of what I want for the franchise, and maybe more leads it. Maybe more is the next Sean Payton, and where he's here for the next 15, 20 years. It's just it seems like the landscape of the NFL, it's kind of getting away from that almost.
It is.
You don't.
But I like Kellen so far. I mean, I think he's a very good offensive mind for sure.
Yeah. Well, how many games do you think we win this year?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 10, but we could win 11, or we could win 8. We all know that. We never know.
Right.
But I'm gonna go with 10-7, NFC South Division champs.
That's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, especially.
Let's try to squeeze out one of these first 2 games. They're going to be very tough. 2 tough places we're playing at. You were talking about it last. When you were talking about the schedule release. I mean, those are 2 very tough games, but let's steal one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the more you look at it too, and I don't think we're gonna win the Detroit game, but even from all the analysts listening to Mayo's show, Detroit, it's not so far fetched that we could win that game.
No.
Baltimore is kind of more of like I could see us being like, oh shit, we're gonna get punched in the mouth, but I don't know. It's something about the Lions.
Yep.
I'm just not confident about this year.
No, and you can pass on their defense. So hey, you know how it is. We always have high hopes, but we just never know.
Yeah,
that's the greatness of sport. That's the greatness of football. But when you had a guy like Drew Brees, we kind of knew we were going to be in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's get back. I mean, even in those 3, 7, and 9 years, I mean, it wasn't. He was amazing. The defense stunk, but it was fun watching.
Yeah,
it was fun watching every weekend. It was like you got to watch Drew.
I mean, we were putting up 40 points. We were just giving up 44.
Yeah, I remember. I remember a few of them.
Yeah.
I remember a few of them.
Yeah.
But as a longtime Saints fan, when we won that Super Bowl, man, that was just one of those lifetime things, man. You're never gonna forget where you were. I mean, it was just amazing.
So where were you when we won the Super Bowl? And you may have said this before, but let's just give it for the people who haven't seen it. Where
I got a great story for y'all. Awesome. So I'm at my dad's. So my son at the time was 2 years old. Okay, I'm at my dad's. I never forget it. Garrett Hartley kicked that 50-yard field goal or whatever it was to make it 10-6 at half. So we're only down 4. Okay, so the Super Bowl starts late. Kids, I drive my son home, which is only 10 minutes from my dad's. Drive my son home to the house. Drop him off. I said, I'll see you after the game, hon. We got the Super Bowl. I got to get back. I come back, right? Literally 2 minutes before the kickoff. Thomas Morstead. Bang. And that's from there it's greatness, man. Ambush, and from there it's greatness. We score in every possession. We looked like a different team right from that spot. And from there, greatest half of football I ever watched in my life.
Oh, it really was. It really was. I was at work in Johnson Bayou, Louisiana, and I had to go to work the night before that we won the game I mean, played in the Super Bowl, and I didn't want to go, but I was young. I didn't tell nobody no. But I remember winning, calling my best childhood friend, Trevor Terrio, shout out Trevor Terrio, and
Hey,
running
Trevor.
around the hotel parking lot screaming
Oh,
like a wild man because I
oh,
never in my life thought that was going
nope.
to happen. But it did.
Exactly. I said to my friends, I said, I never thought, being the biggest Saints fan I am is for how many years now. I said, I never thought they were going to win a Super Bowl. And then you know what?
There it was,
That's,
dude. There it
I mean,
was.
that was just so like breathtaking, amazingly. Just the pick six to finish it, man, was just amazing.
It's Tracy Porter's all-time moment. He will be forever
Trace,
in Saints history because of that moment.
yep. And then you got the big one before the week before, or two
Yeah,
weeks before against
yes,
Favre,
against Favre. Like it was
right?
Porter's little time to shine right there, dude. And he
Yes.
brought the Super Bowl really home for us. Like
Oh,
he sealed the deal.
without him, we without him, we probably lose the Minnesota game because
Y-
they're in field goal range anyway. That
Yep.
was just a dumb play by Favre. He could have ran it. That was
Yeah.
just
That.
crazy. But
And,
that's what Favre does, though,
hey, yeah, I'm happy he does do that though because I'm not
right?
gonna lie. Like when that was going down at that moment, I was like, this guy
Yep, we're
doesn't
losing.
miss kicks
Nope,
for
nope.
one, and like
Long
he
well.
could
Yep,
nail it right there. But hey, the football gods were on our side that time,
that's
dude. Our
right.
football
They were
gods.
on our
So
side, and
so while we're talking about great moments, what's your
yep.
favorite Saints moment besides the Super Bowl and the dome? Of course, like the dome coming, but give us one of your go-to moments from maybe your childhood or maybe your early years watching the Saints. That's
Yep.
like, man, this is why I
One
love
sec.
this team.
He definitely beating the Rams in 2000 at home
Mm.
when the Oz Hakeem fumble on the
Ooh,
punt,
yeah, yeah,
right?
right, yeah,
That one.
definitely.
And then in the '90s, I saw them. I mean, it wasn't like it was a great win, but I saw them for the first time, and they beat the Patriots up here.
Yeah.
That was pretty damn cool. Mario Bates to the house.
Mo-
Y'all remember Mario?
Mario Bates, dude. Dude, I was looking at Saints rosters the other day preparing for you coming on, because I figured you was going to throw some names, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to know all the names. And, dude, his name just kept popping up. Tyrone
Yep,
Hughes' name kept popping
yep,
up. Man,
yep. They
you
were big in the '90s. '90s.
yes, dude.
Quinn Early, great receiver.
Quinn
And
Early,
and Jim, we had Jim Everett for those couple of years, but Jim Everett could sling the ball now. He could throw the football.
and we had Walsh for tight end.
Yeah.
I can't. What was his first name?
Who's that now?
Walsh.
Walsh.
Uh,
I remember Cam Cleveland.
Yeah, Cam Cleveland was there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the Walsh. I can't remember his first
That's all
name.
right.
But he,
We had Irv Smith, the big tight end.
Big Irv Smith, and
Yeah,
didn't his son play in the league too? Irv Smith
I think
Jr.
so.
I think so. I
And
think so.
another thing I remember, guys, it wasn't at the moment, but it turned into one of them moments. So Pat Swilling was at the end, and I don't know what happened. They couldn't sign him or whatever, but we traded Pat Swilling to the Detroit Lions for the 13th pick in the draft. Okay, forget the year, but it was in the '90s. For the 13th pick in the draft, and we got a left tackle by the name of William Rofe
Oh,
from
Willie.
La Tech, man. And what a monster! What a great tackle he was.
He was Hall of Famer. Hall of
Yes,
Famer. Even whenever he
William
left, even
Rofe.
whenever he left the Saints, he was
Yep,
still a Hall of Famer. When he went to Kansas
yep.
City.
That's right. He went to KC.
Yep. Went to Kansas City. Steve Walsh played for the Saints in the NFL during the 90
Oh,
and
okay.
91
Yep.
seasons.
Oh, the quarterback. Yes, yes.
Yes, Steve
From
Walsh.
University of Miami.
Yep, that's it.
And another thing I remember, guys, I'll never forget this one. I mean, we all remember it, but when Kyle Turley ripped the helmet off the guy in the Jets.
Bro, Kyle Turley.
Oh, what a beast!
Hey,
But
but
you know what?
that was
He
during
was
the
protecting
Haslam
his
era.
quarterback.
That
Yep.
that was during the Haslam era, just like we talked
Yep.
about a minute ago. And dude, we had
Yep.
grit then. We had
Yep.
a lot of grit,
Yep.
lot of oomph. And Turley was one of those guys. Dude, oh man, dude, I was ready to run through a wall as soon as he did that.
Yep. But he did. You know what? And when he did that, we were all kind of confused or whatever. But you know what? He did it protecting his quarterback because that guy was ripping Aaron's head off, trying to rip his head off in the pile.
He sure was. He sure was. So
All
let's
right. And like I said, Kyle Turley, when he did that, I would never, ever that's just a great, I don't care what happened. That was a great move of him protecting his quarterback. He went a little crazy, but hey, that's all right.
Can I tell you one thing that bothers me about linemen, and especially our own linemen the past few years, is that when our quarterback goes out or gets hit or gets anything, we never have nobody going to the sideline and pick him up.
I know.
Like if
I
I
know.
was an O line coach, I would tell all my O linemen, if that quarterback ever gets on the ground and I ever see any one of you five not running to pick him up, you
Yep.
are not going to get on the field again. I think it's like you see the teams that do that in the league.
Yep.
You see the teams that do that in college. You see the teams that do that in high school. And those teams always seem to be the tougher, run
Yep.
it down your throat, and we're going to win this game teams. They
Yep.
seem to be the better teams that do that. And the teams that just
Absolutely.
don't really give a shit about it and just kind of throw it to the side, like you always see, they're the middle of the pack, they're the bottom of the pile. And I want to, with our line this year and them believing in the quarterback, when Shuck gets blasted, and he will
Yep.
at one point
Yep.
this year, if all five linemen aren't running to pick him up, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Exactly. You
You
got to
know,
protect your quarterback in every way.
every single way, you know.
And I want to let everyone know that's listening on here. I got a big announcement. I'll be coming down to New Orleans November 8th to see the Cleveland Browns. And as the biggest fan as I am, guys, I've never seen them in the dome. So I am so excited.
Hey, that's going to be awesome, dude. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to try to get down there. Can't say that I am because it is the start of crawfish season for us down here, right there in the beginning of November. So,
Yep.
we're gonna see, but
We'll
yeah,
figure out something, man. And another thing, everyone listening, I never had real Louisiana crawfish, so
yeah.
that can happen too, maybe, Meatzy, you know?
Maybe that it's going to be hard because we start catching crawfish down here in November, December. But the
Yeah.
time New Orleans is going to get crawfish to ball, it's most likely like February. It's like more around Mardi Gras. You're going to have February,
Oh, okay.
March. You know,
Yeah.
now you may get some that could be hard boiled, is what they
Yeah.
call them, and so is what they're already boiled, and they save them till the off season like this. Whole boiled, not hard boiled, whole boiled for all the
Yeah.
crawfish listeners
That's
out
all
there.
right. I like them either way. I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
and you could possibly
it'll be good.
get some like that, you know.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I will be in my pond in November, and I will be running and selling to that market for $6 a pound. Trust me, buddy. All right,
Love it, man.
yeah, so let me get. I want to get your list. I want to get your 5 favorite all-time Saints players besides Drew Brees.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're
Like
right.
Drew's everybody's favorite.
Of course.
If you said top 5 players, then you can only say 4. Your top 5 besides Drew.
All right.
Who would you give me?
All right, we're gonna start with Deuce McAllister.
Ooh, Deuce.
Love
Up
Deuce,
the middle,
man.
buddy.
Love, that's right. Deuce up the middle. Deuce was tough. Deuce was very, very good. Very good. Love Deuce. Joe Horn.
Mm.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
And then we're gonna go. So that's 2. All right. And we're gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna go with William Rofe.
Oh, Willie.
You know, Willie, because you know what? Offensive linemen don't get a ton of credit, but I used to love watching him with his glasses on, reading it. When on the sidelines, he always had his glasses on to read the old. Back in the day, they had that printout stuff,
Yeah.
the plays or whatever.
Yeah.
So he looked like a student doing that. I love William Rose. I love. Let's see. This is tough now because we're getting down to the final 2.
And there's a
I
lot.
love. Oh, there's so many. I got to go to Drew Zera, man. I do, because it was so much fun watching him. He's just a true pro. Marcus Colston, just a great receiver, did it all. You know what I mean? Just great receiver. And then I'm going to throw one. I'm going to throw one now from the '90s guys that only true Saints fans will remember the name. Number 83, Torrance Small, wide receiver.
Oh, Torrance Small, buddy.
Because I started liking the Saints in that era. And he was a receiver. I mean, listen, he's not the best, but he was a good ball player. He was good. But I like Torrance Small. But now, Meatzy, as you heard me talk before, now I'll get names in my head later, like, oh shoot, I forgot him. Oh shoot, I forgot him. This is just off the top of the head, man.
You want to know
Reggie
one?
Bush.
You want to know one that I don't think ever gets enough credit, and he was one of my
Yep.
famous ever players for the Saints,
Yep.
and he's always going to be in my Saints top 5.
Yep.
Sammy Knight.
Yep. That's right. I was going to say that. Great safety. Made a lot of great plays.
Made a lot of great plays, dude. He was the
Big plays.
staple of the Saints
Yep.
defense
In
whenever
that era.
we just had nothing.
Yep.
But Sammy Knight just would come through and make a play,
Yep.
and next thing you know, we might win that game or we
Yep.
might just lose the game because we didn't make the
Now,
field goal,
now Sammy played for Ditka, then he played for Hazlitt, so he was on that playoff team.
Yep, he sure was.
I love Sammy Knight. There's so many guys. I loved all the Dome Patrol, Pat Swilling, Ricky Jackson, Vaughn Johnson, Sam Mills. Not a better 4 linebackers ever assembled on a football field. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That was voted on. That was all the ESPN top, whatever they had that big show. That linebacking core is the number one ever assembled.
Dude, that was a dangerous group, man. That was a good group. If we could have had any kind of offense back then,
exactly.
It's almost like that's the Saints story. That's the Saints whole story. They have a good defense, no offense. Good offense, no defense.
Offense, no defense.
And it's and we're not the only team.
No.
But it seems like that happens a lot. But that's a good top 5. The only one I would like I said, the only one I'd put in there, maybe take out Smalls or Colston. I'd throw Sammy Knight in there. But
of course,
I definitely stick with your top 5 too.
I mean, I love Reggie Bush, what he did. I love Ricky Williams.
Yes.
I loved Ricky Hill. He had a lot of pressure on him the whole draft.
Now, how did you feel about Ditka giving up the entire draft to draft Ricky? Where were you at when that happened, and what was your first thoughts?
First thought was, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for depth, of course. It's going to hurt for, all that stuff. But I was excited to get him. I was excited, but I think as a Saints fan, someone like yourself or me, we kind of know that that's kind of not the best thing to do.
Right.
But Ricky was very good. He got injured, but he was very good.
And we just didn't have nobody to block for him neither. You like
that's the thing. I mean, you lose 7 draft picks. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Ricky. See, Ditka was in love with Ricky. So
right.
I think whatever it took, I don't care what they said, he was doing it because he loved them.
And I would really like to have the stats on Ricky of what kind of average he had on grass fields compared to turf fields. Because it seemed like whenever he went to Miami, his numbers not necessarily went up because he was still a 1,000-yard rusher in New Orleans, but his numbers just looked better and it looked like he ran better. But I always kind of thought that I was like, I wonder if Texas was grass, everything. He comes to the dome in this AstroTurf,
right.
It's supposed to make people faster. But Ricky's a big guy. He needs that grip.
Exactly.
He needs that cut in the ground,
I think running backs like Ricky, like Deuce, they're probably a little better on grass.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not.
I mean, but Deuce was very fast for a big guy, though. He could run.
Right.
That's what I loved about Deuce. I remember watching Deuce in college, Ole Miss, Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. He returned a kick. I'm like, this kid's electric. And look what happens. We get him. That's it, man.
That was it, dude. That was it. And he was our staple for a good while.
I mean, he was just a tough back. I mean, he was a great running back.
We always seem to get somebody if we get somebody from Mississippi State like that, they always seem to work out.
Yep.
Always seem to work out.
Yeah, it's true. And then, of course, like you went back to, the guys. I mean, guys like Reggie, I loved. I mean, that Super Bowl team had a lot of likable, very good players.
Yeah, and great O-line.
And you know what? I gotta throw another one in there that's going to be in my top 5 because what he did, we already talked about him, but what this guy did, the obstacles he came over, Taysom Hill, man, I love Taysom.
Yes.
He started special teams. I mean, he was injured 4 years in college. He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
He lost 4 seasons. He got injured every year to end the season, the poor kid. He came to us special teams. He was making all those plays on special teams. We talk about special teams. I'm like, this kid is unbelievable.
Hey, and that's where he made his bread, dude. That's where he made his bread.
And then he came in. Then he came in to do the specialty plays at quarterback. And then he started running the ball like he was running the ball. I mean, he was just so much fun to watch, man. That kid was Taysom Hill, big shout out. We love you.
Hey,
We
yeah,
do.
he'll always go down as one of the Saints'
Yep.
greatest players, or
It
fan favorites as well.
fan favorite for sure.
You know.
Fan favorite for sure. I mean, that kid was just awesome. I love Taysom Hill.
Yep.
Just amazing.
So let me ask you, what do you think about the Saints' rookie draft class this year? I know you said earlier that you liked it, but
Yeah.
give us a little bit more. Like,
Yeah.
what did you like
Well,
the
this
whole offense and going straight speed? Did you think we was going to go a different direction? Maybe get downs, kind of try to shore up where we lost Taylor. Like, what were your thoughts on it?
that's the tough one. As long as this kid stays healthy, the receiver Tyson Jordan Tyson.
Yep.
As long as he stays healthy, I mean he looks like the real deal. But that kid from Ohio State, they were talking. I mean, we're gonna hear about him every Sunday. I forgot who said that, but he's
Tate.
gonna be one of. I mean, it's tough, man. It's really tough. Then I like them getting the defensive tackle in the second round from Georgia.
Yep. Anybody from Georgia.
Yep, and we got Delp from Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah,
Back
we
to
did
back.
get speed. Yeah, we got a ton of speed. So that was just, that was saying, here you go, Tyler. We got some weapons for you, man. You're gonna be hearing this thing out.
Yeah. And I think that too.
But
And I think it was like, hey, let's help our young quarterback. Let's do
yep,
this. And Brandon Staley's a good enough defensive
yep,
coach to
that's right.
where it's like, okay, hey, we don't necessarily have to overload your side this year. We can,
Hey,
wait on that.
hey, did I want him to get maybe another corner or safety? Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because that's the part I'm kind of nervous about, the secondary.
Well, and it kind of shows that maybe they just didn't have the right players there to
Yeah,
pick at that time,
you're
because
right.
at the end, at the undrafted free agency, and everybody we pretty much signed
It
after
was
the
defensive.
draft was
Yep,
all
yep.
defense.
Yeah, you're right.
Emerson, the cornerback, Freeney from the Patriots.
Yep,
All these players was strictly defense. A lot of the undrafted free agents had a couple offenses.
yep,
I don't have the paper in front of me to say exactly who they were, but a lot of defensive players. The kid from Ole Miss. So it
yep.
was like, okay, well, they wanted to address the defense more in the draft, and those players just didn't. It
And
just didn't
and
happen.
we've done great over the years with the undrafted free agents.
Oh, we have.
Pierre Thomas. Hello.
Mm, everyone.
Yeah, a lot of guys. We've gotten a lot of guys. Chris Ivory, I believe, we might have gotten
Yeah,
undrafted free agent.
Chris Ivory. I mean,
He was a beast.
he was a beast. He didn't stick around too long,
No, because
but he was a beast.
he got his money from the Jets. You know how the
Yeah,
NFL goes.
and you know
But
how
we had three running backs. He was with Ingram and he was with Reggie and him.
him.
I mean, come on.
And dude, he
I mean,
was running hard though.
yes, he ran hard.
I knew he wasn't gonna last long because dude,
No.
it was a different kind of run when you watch Chris Ivory. Like Chris Ivory looked like a bulldozer running the ball. Like even
Yep.
and I was like, I don't know how good that's gonna hold up. So
And
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
No, go ahead.
Your turn. No, I'm good.
Which rookie you think was gonna have the biggest impact besides Tyson?
Oh, you know what? This sounds crazy, but I think that guard we got from Auburn is going to be good.
The right kid, Jeremiah Wright.
Yes, they were talking about him. He might replace Ruiz.
Yeah. Now they say Ruiz is working his butt off. He's with
Let's
Armstead.
hope.
They say we're not going to get a better version of Ruiz than we're going to get this year. So
And
I'm sure hoping.
And the kid from North Dakota State, Trey Lance's brother, we drafted.
Yeah,
you never
Bryce.
know with him. Bryce Lance, and then we got that receiver they're talking about from LSU who can run.
And that's who I'm gonna go with. If I had to bet which rookie's gonna make the biggest impact besides Tyson,
other than Tyson,
I think it's gonna be Barry. Now I think Delp's gonna do good things.
Yep.
I think he's gonna really kind of be like get us running the ball and get us those looks where we can sneak him out and get him a few passes out in the flat and he'll get 10, 15 yards. But Barry and Brown will be what makes us, I believe, forget about Rashid Shaheed. He's not going to have Shaheed speed, but I think that return game, he's going to sew that up, and he'll be the surprise, I think, with maybe a couple return touchdowns this year. If he can get one, it's going to be awesome, because our special teams has got to improve all around.
Hey, we could have some Sundays now we get old fashioned Saints shootouts, you know.
Hey, we could, dude. We really could,
You know,
and I don't think our defense is going to be that bad. Like
no,
we could get some
no, they'll be
games.
fine.
We can get some games here that we're up 31-7,
Yep,
and
yep.
it looks a lot like it looked for us last year. Where it was like, oh man, we're going to have to try to make a comeback.
Hey guys, I'll never forget this, guys. We're talking about shootouts. I'm with the audience. I know that everyone knows about this game, but the year we beat, I talked about it on the other show too. But the year we beat Indy 62-7.
Ooh man,
That
dude,
was when Drew was going like that. When he had Sproles, that 11 team. That team was so freaking loaded, man.
dude,
That's the
Sproles was
that's
a
the,
different beast.
that's the best. That is by far, not by far, but that is the best Saints team I've ever seen, at least offensively. That 11 team. The defense
Yep,
wasn't great. Obviously, we lost the way we did, but
right.
that offense could play with anyone, anywhere, anytime. We
So
used to light teams up. Oh, so much fun.
I've always said this that if anybody, whenever anybody asks me what's the best Saints team that I've ever
Yep.
seen play, and I always say
Yep.
2011.
I
That
agree.
team
I
was a
agree.
whole different animal. And like you
Yep.
said, maybe not, and maybe we shouldn't say team, maybe we should say offense.
Offense. Yep.
Because but that
That
11
was
team, I don't know like it was just
dude. We
crazy
go.
numbers.
We went 13-3, and we ended
Hmm.
up third. We ended up coming in third in the conference.
Yep. And that was always another
13-3.
bad thing. Every time the Saints had a big winning season like that, the
Yeah.
13-3, 12-4, whatever, there
Yep.
was always two other teams in our conference
I
that just
know.
so happened to be 15-1.
Yeah, unbelievable. And
Yeah.
San Fran was 14-2. I don't
Yeah.
know how that year, but
No, but they end up, and Vernon Davis caught a pass at the end
yeah,
over
yeah,
Roman Harper, and I
yeah.
still never will forgive Roman Harper for that.
Heartbreaker, man. Heartbreak. That was
Heartbreaker, man.
we come down. We get that great play to Jimmy Graham. He escapes everyone and
Uh,
runs through.
Off of what, 70 yards? It wasn't
Yep. Drew
70, but
Drew
probably like 50 or 60.
65 maybe. Drew throws the bomb. That was just, oh my
Oh, dude.
God.
I mean,
Heartbreak.
we were so good it didn't look like we would be able to come back. And
No.
Drew,
Yep.
oh man, there's so many, there's so many of
Oh, we
those.
could go.
There's
Yeah,
so
we
many heartbreaking moments.
the Minnesota Miracle. The crap bull crap no call against the Rams. I mean,
Losing to
there's been some
Minnesota in
tough ones.
overtime
Yep.
the very
Yep.
next year.
Offensive push off. They didn't call it on Rudolph.
Like
You know,
everything, dude,
you know,
everything.
Drew should have won at least one more, probably two more. You know,
Yeah,
but
Drew should, but I mean, hey,
what are you gonna
he's the
do?
first ballot Hall of Famer. Because
That's right.
we can talk about having another Super Bowl. It is a shame, and it ought to be illegal that he was never the league MVP.
Yep.
As good as he has more
Great.
5,000-yard passing yard seasons than
Yep.
anybody. Like Tom Brady
Broke the
only
record.
came back just to beat his yards and his touchdowns.
Yep. Exactly.
Nobody will ever make me feel different.
Nope.
Because he couldn't
We
do it.
had
He
we
couldn't
had
do
one
it
of
in
the
the same time as Drew.
we had no. You're right. We had one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live on our team, man. So we can never forget that.
Never forget that.
And he was a gamer.
Oh, hey, the ultimate gamer at everything.
Yep.
The most competitive guy ever, ever.
He played to win every Sunday.
That's it, Matt. Well, look, Matt, I want to thank you for joining the show, man. I want to
Sure.
thank you for giving everybody a chance to just come into your world and kind of meet
Yep.
you. You have anything that you want to say before we let you go here?
Well, I just want to let you all know that, I'm a big time loyal Saints fan, and I got friends now for life like Meatzy that I met just through the Saints. Okay, this guy Meatzy right here is the real deal. He's a great guy, and it was a pleasure meeting him. And I hope to meet you all someday. Because you guys are wonderful people, man, and that Southern hospitality, I can really tell it, man. And I'm with you all, New Orleans Saints fan for life up here in Boston.
Thank you, Matt, man. We really appreciate it, brother. And who that, man? Who
that
that?
for life?
Who that
for
buddy?
life, guys? And I gotta get some crawfish fresh from Meatzy someday down there, man. That'll be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, we're gonna try to work something out for you,
That's
buddy.
right, my man.
That's
but
it.
we'll talk soon, my friend. And who that for life, guys? And the Saints are gonna have a big year this year. And it was great talking to you guys.
All right, Matt. Well, thank you for joining the show, Matt. We appreciate it, man, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you, Meatzy. Good night, guys.
And that's going to do it, guys. Matt from Boston. We had to get him on. Had to just let people get to know who he was. Talk Saints with him. You know, it's always great to talk to Saints. And next week, we don't know when we're going to be back. We're going on vacation this week. We're trying to get a guest line up. If not, we're just going to be talking about OTAs and whatever I can get back because I'm going off the grid. So, love y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.
They pocket watching like okay, they trading on me like okay. The bitch I'm with go both ways. Okay, 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 okay. Locked in with a homie Ace. Late nights watching turn the day. Got some motion, we gon' tie the way.